to CEO Chronicles, the Natural Hair Edition, where we will look into the businesses and lives of natural hairstylists, natural hair salons, and natural beauties. Hi, I'm your host, Valaira Sarah. One of the things that make us beautifully different is the culture. And the African culture has had a major influence on our world. Today, Chikodi Demings is going to take me into her world of African hair, fashion, and jewelry. Welcome to Chikodi's World. Thank you so much, Chikodi, for having me here in your beautiful, massive boutique.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you coming.
Can you tell me a little bit about where you're from?
I am from Nigeria, West Africa. I'm from the Igbo tribe, so I speak Igbo.
Wow. And how long have you been here in the States?
I've been here 30 years. I've been here 30 years, so I came here when I was 16 years old.
Tell me a little bit about your locks. How long have you been growing them?
I've been growing my locks for over 18 years now.
What method did you use to begin your locks? Did you do a palm method or freeform? What was your method?
I did the comb twist. I used the comb twist method, which is basically using a erector comb with a natural gel and just twist the hair into a coil form and just, leave it alone and just kind of maintain it, wash and retwist every 3 weeks.
And is that something that you actually maintained yourself, or did you actually go to a salon to keep your locks maintained and to keep the growth?
Well, as far as my locks, I maintain my locks myself. I'm very sensitive. I have very tender-headed, so I can, kind of take my own pain, like somebody else inflicting the pain, because it can be a little painful, a little snag here and there. But yeah, so I do my own hair, and then when I don't feel like doing it, my husband does it for me because he's also a hairstylist.
Oh wow, nice. That's good to have that type of support. Yes. What does having locks mean to you? I mean, I know locks to some people can be very spiritual. Some people are just growing them for the trend of it. What does having locks mean to you?
Well, mine was just liberation. Just wanted to wear my own hair, wear my own natural hair, and just not, I used to do relaxers and, did all the other hairstyles, braid and all that stuff. So I just wanted something just to kind of let it be. It's not spiritual for me at all, but it's just liberating, and it means strength for me, just to be able to grow my own hair and have it. That alone is exciting, Yeah, so it's just liberation and strength.
What if someone wants to start their own locks? What type of advice, or what advice would you give someone who wants to begin their locks?
My advice would be, first of all, to make sure that they want locks and research the different type of locks that because there's a lot of different type of locks out there. The sister locks, the cosmic locks, the natural locks, all that kind of locks. Just decide where you want the look that you're looking for, and then just start there. And once you decide that, then you can you can kind of have patience, because it takes patience and time in order to achieve what you're looking for, especially those who are in the professional environment.
I wanted to go into a little bit about the corporate world and having locks, because recently they just put out this ban, or I guess a law that any company can ban someone from actually working in their corporation if they have locks. Number one, do you agree with that? And number two, have you ever been in the corporate world with locks?
No, I've always worked for myself, so I've never have to go through that problem. But hair is hair. Once the corporate world understand that, then I don't think, because sometimes people just look at other people and have a presumption of their attitude or their character. Our hair, once it's maintained, kind of like my hair, if I look professional, because it's a lot of, I can understand them being intimidated or just radical feeling about locks, but there's a lot of ways that we can style our locks and be very professional. We can put it up in a bun, we can put it up in an updo, we can braid it back, we can pull it back, we can, kind of put different accessories to make it look very professional. Our hair is very beautiful. I have a lot of clients that are in the corporate world. I have lawyers, doctors as clients. I have, a lot of professional people is what I do. So they all have locks, and they all look very professional when they are dressed up and looking nice. So the ban is quite interesting. I hope that doesn't go through, because with any hairstyle, once it's groomed right, I don't see no reason why you shouldn't work. Your hair is not your work.
So Chikodi, tell me a little bit about how did Chikodi's World actually come into fruition?
Well, Chikodi's World started, that was the name I picked up when I wanted to have my own name in it, and also to incorporate every other thing that I like to do in it. So I figured, world, you know, I'm from Africa and I like different things of the world, you know, so I just kind of like trying to put it all together. So that's how I got my name. But I started as a hairstylist, started doing hair, and then in the midst of doing hair, a lot of my clients would like stuff that I have on, or would ask where I get it from. So when I go shopping, I would get like multiples or a few of them so that I can sell. So when I started, I was actually selling other stuff that I was, you know, that I would see, just kind of buying stuff and selling. So that's literally how it started, just shopping for stuff that I want to sell. And then as time goes on, I started embellishing stuff that I bought, tweaking them and changing them. And then so one day I was like, you know what, I need to learn how to make my own stuff.
So technically, being a hairstylist actually propelled you into becoming a designer. And did you go to school at any point, or did you just kind of teach yourself sewing and things of that nature?
No, I went to school. As far as the jewelry thing, I actually met a great friend, you know, when I moved here to California. Her name is Laura M. James. She makes jewelry, and I met her in Venice Beach, and we happen to live on the same street, so she will make, I mean, she makes fabulous jewelry. So I told her, I said, well, I showed her some of the stuff that I was making, and she was like, wow, you're kind of good. So when she have great big orders to fill, she will kind of invite me over. Why don't you come help me, you know, to do this? I have this event, and she does events. So I would go over to her place, and we would kind of work together, and she would, you know, put her designs together and do the beads, and I will help her to string it and do all this, you know, kind of prepare. And one day she was like, you know, you're going faster than I'm doing. So with just seeing how this is her living, was making jewelry, and that was like what I wanted to be able to do, to find some things that I make on my own and incorporate it with the hair to be able to sustain as a living.
I want to talk a little bit about some of your jewelry. I know you actually hand make your jewelry, and they're actual stones. Can you tell me a little bit about your jewelry and some of the stones?
Yes, I actually work with a lot of natural gemstones. I traveled, traveled to get some of the stones, and also go to a lot of natural gemstone shows where different vendors from all over come to display their materials, and that's how I get all my stones. I love working with stones because they're very earthy. You know, the amethyst and the turquoise and the carnelian. Kind of like these pieces right here. They're a bit heavy because they're natural stones. So a lot of people will be like, oh my God, is this real stones? Yes, because if it drops, it's gonna break. But I love working with those because they kind of, when you wear, you feel it. You know that you're wearing something real, not plastic, not resin made. Right. Yeah. So they're all handmade, and all the clasps are all sterling silver, and I try to pick a lot of clasps that are very intricate because it kind of makes the whole jewelry pop. Right. You know?
What stone is this here?
This stone is an agate, and I kind of mix agate with this brown one here. It's a smoky quartz. So I like to do contrast of stones, not kind of like bring in a different color in midst of it while I'm making it, so that way it will kind of make it look interesting, kind of like with this style right here, with just that piece right there, contrasting with with that stone. A lot of people love that look of it, and kind of like with this one here, how I use this African bone stone here to just kind of set it off. It kind of makes it different. Yeah,
I mean, it gives it texture. It gives it texture. It's not flat, and it gives it texture and dimension.
Exactly. Just a little pop of color in between makes it work. Kind of like what I have on. I have on the amethyst, and what I did was just kind of put a little bit of jade, just kind of a little color to it, and then the clear crystal, quartz. So just not just string a bare gem, and just kind of mix all the gems together to kind of mix, so that when you wear something, you don't say, oh, at least you can wear with a lot of different outfits, right? Or even with a plain one, just to kind of make a pop of color.
Right. Very beautiful.
Thank you so much.
What is this piece here? Is this smoky quartz? And tell me a little bit about this piece.
Yes, this actually is all clear crystal quartz. I love crystal quartz because you can wear it with literally anything because of the color. It's all clear. And this is crystal quartz stone here, but it's capped with all sterling silver. So a lot of people would kind of wear it because it's long, and it's long enough that you can kind of double strand it and make it short, kind of make it a shorter choker if you want to. So I enjoy working with them. It's very intricate. It takes me, this piece will probably take me about 3 hours to make because of the small beading. I actually have to get a magnifying glass now because of the small beading. It kind of takes a little time to string it. So when people see it, they will, you know, a lot of people who know jewelry appreciate it because they know the time that it takes to put it in or just getting the right kind of stone, you know, that works for it, and how I can kind of be able to kind of, you know, go use different textures of stones, but they're all clear crystals.
Very beautiful.
Thank you so much.
What about your bangles here? I see they're made out of African cloth as well.
Yes, I have a lot of stuff that is made out of African cloth because I make, between making the materials, you know, the outfits, I have a lot of fabrics that is left over. So I would choose to make earrings with them. I make the bangles with them, kind of like what I have on, just different textures, and people love it because it's like it can make that plain black outfit or white outfit just pop. So these are just wooden bracelets, and I would wrap them, you know, with the fabrics just to kind of make a color. And some of them I would do a match. I would do the choker, the bracelets, and the earrings to match, kind of like what I have for you. I have a set for you.
Oh,
yeah, that I handmade for you. It's a set of my new stuff that I start doing. I call it the shreds. So it's like a shred of different African fabric that you can, you know, just tie with a bow, and it got a matching earrings. And I will show it to you.
Awesome. I think that's very smart that you take the fabric that you have left over and actually make them into jewelry pieces, and that way you're not wasting fabric.
Exactly, I'm not wasting fabric, and people get excited because sometimes they'll buy an outfit and go, oh, is that an earring to match? Is that a bracelet to match? So I'm like, oh, it works. So either they can buy it a la carte or they could buy it as a matching set.
So, I mean, you're a very well-rounded entrepreneur, businesswoman. You know, not only did you take your love for being a hairstylist, you actually expanded that into becoming a designer in clothes as well as jewelry making, and you just put that all in one world under Chikodi's World.
Yes, and that was the idea. Since I have people come into my space anyway, I figured, oh my goodness, you know, they're already here. And a lot of my clients always make jokes talking about this is one-stop shop, you know. They're like if they're going out and they come to get their hair done, they'll probably have their outfit already picked out and everything. So when they come here and start looking around while they're sitting down, sometimes I have to make them sit down. Let me finish my hair first.
Shop, right. And I'm looking at all of I'm looking at all the skirts and dresses and you know, beautiful clothes that you have here, and all of the fabric you actually get from Africa, correct? Or is this something that you get imported from China? Because you know nowadays China make kente cloth, and they make these type of clothes. These are actual African fabric, correct?
Exactly. This is a totally very much African fabrics, and you can tell African fabric when you touch it, the texture or where it's made, because they're more heavier than your made in China. So you know, China owns the world nowadays. They can make anything. But yeah, these ones are from Africa. They're from Senegal, from Nigeria, from Cameroon, from Benin. My brother travels a lot, so with his help I get to get some fabric, and I also have connections with you know, in New York, from African guys that travel all the time, so they will bring the materials. And there's actually some vendors also here in the States that predominantly just sell African fabrics. So you can go in, anyone that's a vendor that have a permit can go in and buy it here without having to go to Africa, but they bring their stuff from Africa.
Do you actually do custom orders?
No custom orders, not at all. I'll make my stuff and I'll put it out, and I usually let them know, okay, what you see is what you get. No custom orders on clothes whatsoever. Jewelry, maybe. And
I want to talk about your shirt. Your shirt is very nice.
Thank you.
Did you actually make this yourself?
I did not make this particular one myself, but I did draft the, you know, how they call it, sketch it out, did the design for it, and I had I have right now I have 4 different tailors in Nigeria that works for me, and you know, we help each other out. They need the job, and I need some stuff done. Of course, I can do it all myself. So I sketched this out. I made a prototype of it, and I sent it home. My brother travels a lot. He goes home quite frequently, so he's a big help for me. So he takes it to them, and then they will, you know, work and they get paid, and then he brings it back, or they ship it to me via DHL. So it's been a good thing for me because I'm able to help people who actually need job. You know, these tailors are very talented. You know, they just need work.
Yeah.
And being where they are, they don't get frequent, you know, most people, they don't get frequent jobs like that, especially like big orders, like somebody coming and say, I need 100 pieces of this. They don't get that. So when they get such order, they can just drop anything that they're doing, because they're like, oh my goodness, this is a how do you call it, a chance of a lifetime, just to be able to do 100 order or 50 orders pieces for someone. So I'm very happy to be able to, you know, be that part of their life, to help them out, and also grateful that they can be able to help me and fill my orders for me.
That's awesome. What advice would you give someone who is, or who wants to start their own business? What advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, figure out what business you want to start. Because some people who see what you're doing and they want to imitate what you're doing. They want to do what you're doing and don't have the passion for it, or just don't know where to start. So just kind of, I always tell people, do what you love, so that way, because I do a lot, and most people are like, how do you have time to do this? Only because I love it, otherwise I won't be doing it.
But Chikodi's World is inspiring. You are inspiring. Your business and all the many facets of your business and what you do is very inspiring. And I thank you for taking the time to interview with me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad I met you at the hair show. And you're like, oh, I do this. I'm like, really? Oh my God, that's so cool. I'll be able to, you know, be able to share my world, you know, through you, and then have other people, you know, listen and just watch out. But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching CEO Chronicles. And again, we always encourage you to become your own CEO. Thank you for watching CEO Chronicles, where we inform, inspire, and educate, and we encourage you to become your own CEO.